So we're back working on Bob's kitchen. Doing that on this farm sink, these 2 points on these two markers, 2 points along the back, 2 points on these two markers to get this edge. What that will get for us is 3 lines in here that mark the inside surfaces of that sink. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to my line tool and begin shooting 3 lines. Doesn't matter what order. Get the right side of it. And left. Okay, so now if the shop is going to do the trimming from here out, if your job is just to identify what you need to on the drawing so they can finish it up, you're done. But if this is going to be your job, then we've got a little trimming to do. So let's zoom in. There we go. So one of the things I've got to do is, this is my 0 line. That's where my cabinet is. But if you look at the, let's see, I can get you the, let's see if we can find it. If you look at the front of that farm sink, it protrudes a bit from the face of the cabinet. So we're going to need to extend that line out to this end point. And that's going to be our trim first. I like to think of that tool as, I want to trim this line to that line. That extends it in this case. Trim this line to that line. Now I got to decide, am I going to put, this is on the inside edge, so do I want a little overhang or do I want a little reveal? And probably in this kind of a case you're going to want overhang. So I'm going to go to my line at a parallel distance. I'm going to move it 1/4 of an inch for 1/4 of an inch overhang there. And I'm going to move this one in, move this one in, move this one in. So now the outside ones I don't want anymore. So I'm going to go to my erasing tool, take that, that, and that, and get it out of there. Okay. Now I need to break this front line. It's one single line, as you can see when I select it. I need to break it at each of these 2 points so I can cut this piece out. Okay, so we'll escape here. Now, do we want a straight corner here, or do we want a little bit of a radius? Maybe, I mean, it would go either way, right? So for now, let's just do a smart trim both, and we'll pretend that they just want it nice and square and clean. Then I've got to go to my breaking tool, and there's a couple of ways I can break it. I can break it one at a time, or I could break both. But we'll just do it one at a time just because it's so easy. I'm going to take this line, and I'm going to break it at that line. I'm going to take this line, I'm going to break it at that line. And now you can see I've got 3 separate lines, which means I can now delete that center one. So I'm going to take my radius tool and put in about 1/2 an inch, accept that, and I want to trim from this line to this line, and I want to trim from this line to this line. So I got a little bit of a curve out here to place the countertop over the farm sink. We're all set. Once again, I'm going to hit Save, and I'm going to hit File, Export. Choose my DXF, all displayed, all. I'm going to accept it. And I'm going to call this Bob's Kitchen 2, because this version of it has the countersink cut out.